Well, welcome to mid-season, and speaking of seasons, the fall has come upon us. Beautiful weather and great games so far this season. Appreciate all that you're doing to make sure that our experiences for our students and their fans have gone really well. Just finished with the WIAA Executive Board meeting at the end of September. Went well. A number of different issues were being discussed relative to being ready for issues to come. The board set its goals, and I'll be out, as well as will the board members, out to all the district meetings talking about the board's goals, and each one of the subcommittees on the board, the handbook, culminating events, and finance committees all have specific goals that they're working toward as well. So it's an exciting time. Some of those goals talk about making sure, of course, that we stay financially solvent, and we are solvent, but actually moving more towards making sure that we remain stable throughout this time period. Number two, what we want to do is make sure that we're looking at the structure of the organization. And then one of the other board goals talks about what we can do to make sure that we're giving opportunities to diverse populations, making sure that we're offering what we should as an association, and then being more inclusive, making sure that we have opportunities for females and minorities to be involved with the WIAA process. So those goals will be published very shortly, and please do your best to help the board meet those goals, because everyone plays a role in those board's goals. As I mentioned, we're midway through the fall season, so we're midway through planning for fall state events. And one of those elements is the availability and implementation of the use of AEDs at each one of our postseason sites. The staff asked for input from directors from around the state relative to whether or not AEDs were available in our schools. And with the response that we received, we believe that it's important to have an AED at all postseason events. The fall Scholastic Awards deadline is October 16th, so that'll be coming up very shortly, as is the deadline for amendments to be proposed. And I just mentioned that executive board meeting, and so the board is working on those as well with their amendments. Hall of Fame nomination form, and you may remember that we did not have a Hall of Fame induction last year, but we do have a class of individuals who will be added to this year's class, and we'll have that induction in May of this coming 2016. SMART scholarships application is due on April the 1st, and the number of individuals who are competing for those two $5,000 awards and the four $1,000 per gender awards are coming in very, very fast, and we appreciate all your involvement. As I said, our numbers are growing. John Miller from the staff has come up with all the timelines and all the information regarding classification. Remember, this is a classification year, and so actually in 2016-17 will be the first of a four-year cycle, the very first four-year cycle in the association's history. So we'll be looking for that information as well. I got an interesting email a couple weeks ago, interestingly enough, about music regionals and what can be done to help schools be placed in the right regional. And the individual who signed off indicated that he is the Director of Extracurricular Learning. And I thought, wow, that's pretty special. Extracurricular learning, and that's really what we're all in charge of, learning from what we can on all the activities that students are involved with, because we believe, and I think the numbers and the surveys all show, there are information available, that there are lessons learned through participation in activities programs, whether it's speech, music, drama, debate, or sports program, lessons that are learned that carry further in life. And those are the important reasons that we do. One of the elements of the WIAA Executive Board meeting in the fall is to do a little bit of a retreat, a boardsmanship workshop. And this year, former board member and current president of Gonzaga Prep, Al Faulkner, came in and talked to the board about the board and how it works together and how it should work together. And one of the elements that he showed during that boardsmanship workshop was a TED video by Simon Sinek talking about the value of why. And we all know about how and what but sometimes we forget about the why, and that's the real selling point. People don't connect until they understand why. It's that time of year where Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts are out in front of various stores selling popcorn. And as I was walking into a grocery store last week, the young Boy Scout said to me, "Would you like to help the Boy Scouts?" He didn't ask me, "Would you like to buy popcorn?" He said, "Would you like to help the Boy Scouts?" And when you think about it, that's a totally different selling point. Helping Boy Scouts or buying popcorn. And I wanted to help the Boy Scouts. And that's real important. Why do we do what we do? Because we want to help students grow, because we believe in what we do creates a certain element that leads to further success in what we do from this point on in our lives. I appreciate what you do. Please let us know if there's anything we can do to help you out. Take care and make it a great week.